delivering the world to your doorstep. From breaking news to in-depth features, from politics to culture, from science to sports. Welcome to SNN Primetime News with Kennedy Lucas Patterson.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the SNN Primetime News. Here's the latest news at the top of the hour. JetBlue, Spirit end $3.8 billion merger agreement after losing antitrust suit. JetBlue Airways and Spirit Airlines on Monday said they are ending their agreement to merge, weeks after losing a federal antitrust lawsuit that challenged the deal. The CEOs of JetBlue and Spirit cited regulatory hurdles in ending their merger agreement. The carriers contended they needed to combine to better compete with large airlines that control most of the U.S. market. A federal judge in January sided with the Justice Department and blocked JetBlue's attempted takeover of budget carrier Spirit. In his ruling, Judge William Young said JetBlue's takeover of Spirit would harm cost-conscious travelers who rely on Spirit's low fares. JetBlue and Spirit had appealed the judge's decision, but JetBlue noted the appeal was required under the terms of the merger agreement. Analysts had expected little chance of a successful appeal. Spirit shares were down 10% in morning trading Monday, while JetBlue's stock was up more than 2%. Almost 2 years ago, JetBlue swooped in with an unsolicited bid for Spirit Airlines, which had weeks earlier struck a merger agreement with fellow budget airline Frontier. JetBlue ultimately won Spirit shareholder approval to take over the discount carrier. It was a bold and courageous plan intended to shake up the industry status quo, and we were right to compete with Frontier and go for an opportunity that would have supercharged our growth and provided more opportunities for crew members, JetBlue CEO Joanna Geraghty said in a note to staff on Monday. However, with the ruling from the federal court and the Department of Justice's continued opposition, the probability of getting the green light to move forward with the merger anytime soon is extremely low, she said. Geraghty took over as CEO from Robin Hayes last month, tasked with stopping JetBlue's losses, improving its operation and trimming costs. Activist investor Carl Icahn disclosed a nearly 10% stake in the airline on her first day, and days later won 2 board seats at the New York-based airline. JetBlue's prospective purchase of Spirit would have been a buoy for the struggling discounter airline, which is facing the grounding of dozens of its Airbus planes for inspections stemming from a Pratt & Whitney engine defect. Spirit expects compensation from the engine maker as a result of the flaw. With the deal off the table, Spirit must confront its financial problems alone, something its leaders say it is equipped to do. The company said it was working to refinance its debt, and last month said it was on a path back to profitability thanks to better-than-expected demand. It projected revenue for the first quarter above analysts' expectations. Throughout the transaction process, given the regulatory uncertainty, we have always considered the possibility of continuing to operate as a standalone business and have been evaluating and implementing several initiatives that will enable us to bolster profitability and elevate the guest experience, Spirit CEO Ted Christie said Monday. He said that Spirit shareholders received $425 million in prepayments from JetBlue during the agreement, and that JetBlue will pay Spirit $69 million related to the agreement's termination.
Ford sales jumped 10.5% in February, led by gains in hybrids and EVs. Ford Motors U.S. sales jumped 10.5% last month compared with February 2023, led by increases in its hybrid and all-electric vehicles sales. The Detroit automaker Monday reported sales of 174,192 cars and trucks for February. The results included an 81% jump in EV sales and roughly 32% uptick in hybrid models. Sales of traditional internal combustion engines also increased, up 7.5% from the same month a year earlier. The spike in hybrid sales is part of Ford's plan to double down on the technology. The company said hybrid sales totaled 12,045 in February, including 6,463 units of its small Maverick hybrid pickup. Sales of EVs for Ford have fluctuated month to month based on demand and pricing. Sales of Ford's all-electric vehicles last month were up across the board, including a 64.3% increase in its Mustang Mach-E crossover and a nearly doubling in sales of the all-electric F-150 Lightning pickup. Despite the increases in hybrids and EVs, 89.5% of Ford's sales last month were traditional cars and trucks in February. Sales of Ford's highly profitable F-Series pickups fell by 5.8% last month to 51,829 units. Shipments of new 2024 models of the pickup were delayed due to an undisclosed quality issue, Automotive News reported last month. Amid quality and warranty issues, Ford's CEO Jim Farley has instituted more stringent testing and quality checks during new vehicle launches. Ford reported total year-to-date sales through February were 311,325 units, a 6.6% increase compared with the same time period a year earlier. Shares of Ford were up more than 4% during trading Monday morning. Rivals General Motors and Stellantis, neither of which reports monthly sales, were up about 1% each.
Delivering the world to your doorstep. From breaking news to in-depth features, from politics to culture, from science to sports. Welcome to SNN Primetime News with Kennedy Lucas Patterson.